بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب إله العالمين بالقاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيت الأطهار الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. قال الله الحكيم في محكم كتابه الكريم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن في ذلك لذكرى لمن كان له قلب أو ألقى السمع وهو شهيد. Verily, therein is indeed a reminder for him who has a heart, parentheses, intellect, or gives ear while he is attentive. صدق الله العلي العظيم. Inshallah, praying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to hasten the reappearance of our beloved Imam Mahdi ajalallah ta'ala faraj sharif with the blessing of another loud salawat. Inshallah, all of us gathering tonight will have the blessing to be amongst his companions and his sincere soldiers with the blessing of another loud salawat. For 8 nights, the beginning to 10 nights at the beginning of our lecture, we talked about the importance of having ma'arifah or knowledge of the Imam of our time. And as we said in the earlier nights, these lectures, these nights, these information, the books that we are introducing are only the handle to the car of our motive to move forward. And after Ramadan, we will inshallah take the path and we will continue learning about the Imam of our time. So if you pay attention during the lectures, we give out ahadiths, we give narrations, we give out stories, examples. These should initiate and start a trend within your mindset. That, for example, as we've said it many times, it's good to repeat it, that when we read Quran, we read it with the mind that, let me see exactly what this verse wants me to do. If we look at Quran with this mindset, we'll see how it reshapes our lifestyle and makes it according to the teachings of our Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Our most important topic of our life to be about Imam al-Mahdi, may Allah hasten his reappearance. In this past couple of nights, we're talking about the status of the Imam. What is a role of a hidden Imam in our lives? Does he play any role or not? So we brought many examples the first time that we started this section of the topic, that he is the owner of this earth and we are walking on the property of the Imam. And then also we talked about that he is the stability of this earth and this universe is due to him. Even though physically we don't see him, we cannot communicate with him, but the stability of the earth that we live on it, it depends on the hujjah of Allah, the proof of Allah, and that is the Imam of our time. We're going forward more. What is the significance of an Imam which we cannot see? This world, this earth is like a university for you and I. When we read Quran with the mindset of trying to learn from every verse, Allah is trying to tell us, okay, I created this universe, look into it. Travel, siru fil ard, look into yourself, look at your surrounding, look at the moon, look at the heaven, look at the earth, look at the camel, look at the bee. He brings example from animals, from ourselves, from the universe, everything he brings example. He's educating us. He's trying to use different means of different platforms for us to get to know him. This universe needs a teacher. And the teacher, in every era, the teacher is the Imam of that time. During the time of Rasulullah, he was the teacher, guiding people to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to Islam. After him, every Imam was the teacher. One Imam was murdered, the next Imam came, next Imam, all the way to the Imam of our time. This responsibility has been placed on the shoulder of every Imam to be Hadi, the one who guides. To be Mahdi, the one who guides. If you see, we read within the ziyarah of different imams, we also call them Mahdi. Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, when we read, we call him Mahdi. Mahdi, the nickname that he is the one who guides, the one who teaches us, this is the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is the path that you need to take, this is the fastest, safest, most secure path that is there to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But unfortunately, as we have mentioned, we try to go with the path of our culture because that is easier. Number one, people trying to satisfy people, as we say in Farsi, mardum chi migan, or nashini gulun, what people would say, which within the religion of Islam has nothing to do with people. What Allah says, what Rasulullah says, what Amir al-Mu'mineen, Ahl Bayt alayhi salam, they say. So the responsibility of the Imam of our time is to guide us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has been given this task by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide each and every one of us here, to guide mankind to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Please follow the trend of the talk very carefully. Is he doing his job or not? What is his job again? His job description is given to him by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for you to guide people to the right path. To ihdina as-sirat al-mustaqim that we say, Imam is the one who has been given this task to guide people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the question is he doing his job or not? Of course he does. He's ma'soom. Everything that Allah tells him to do and He has prescribed for him and has given him the job description, he does it everything point by point. He's ma'soom, infallible. He doesn't wake up like some people in the morning, oh, I don't feel like going, I'm just tired, call out sick. Well, I don't want to go to work today. He doesn't call out sick. Does he get sick? He does get sick. His health goes down, up and down? It does. But the task of guiding people is there every day. So the question will be, the second question, the most important question of tonight's lecture, if he is doing the job of guiding people to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then why majority of the people, aktharun nas, they are not worshipping Allah the way that they have to worship? Why majority of the people are not on the path of Allah the way that they should be? Why the majority of the people are not practicing religion the way that they should be practicing it? Where's the problem? Come with me to two examples that brings the topic much, much closer to our mind. And when we go through these examples, the answer will be completely laid down. Where is the problem? Is he doing his task of guiding people? He's doing it his best. Where is the problem then? We've seen people, for example, Dish Network sends a person, a technician, to our house. Either we have cable or we have a dish. The technician, when he comes to our house, the satellite, pay attention, the satellite that is in the air is sending the signals. If we don't have the dish and if we don't have the receiver, we won't be able to see any of the channels. He comes, he puts the satellites, and it has to be accurately measured. Not even 1 centimeter to the right or left. He comes and he brings his tools and he puts it a little bit this much. If this is the way that it's supposed to get the signal, if the dish is this way, will we be able to see anything on the TV? No. Even if it's a little bit there, we see some problem within the TV. It's not clear. We say, okay, fix it to your left, and he has a machine until he fixes it perfectly to the angle that receives the signal. Then you and I will be able to turn on the TV and watch it. That's one example. Second example. All of us, we have these devices. Phone. If it's off and we try to call, I'm outside, I'm trying to call my wife, where are you, where are you, where are you? Or she's trying to call me. Well, I have the phone, but it was out of charge, or it was off. I kept calling you, I didn't receive any call. I kept calling you, I kept messaging you, I didn't receive any call. What are you talking about? Well, check your phone. Oh, sorry, my phone was dead. You see these two examples? The signal of the phone is coming. We have to make sure we turn on the phone and it has charge and there is a SIM card in it, and then when the person calls, we receive a call. The satellite, the dish, needs to be exactly to the angle of the satellites that is in the air for us to get the signal and for you and I to watch the TV and to enjoy it. You got the answer to our questions. If Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, Imam al-Mahdi, may Allah hasten his reappearance, if he is the teacher, which he is, does he have the job of guiding us? Yes. Where do we get this? Ziyarat al-Yasin, action plan. Let us get to the routine of reading Ziyarat al-Yasin more often. Ziyarat al-Yasin has been prescribed by the Imam of our time to read. He said, if you want to do ziyarah, read Ziyarat al-Yasin. The second or the third phrase of Ziyarat al-Yasin, we read, Assalamu alayka ya da'i Allah wa rabbani ayatih. Peace be upon you, O the caller of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the one who's calling us to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's doing it. وَرَبَّانِيَ آيَاتِهِ, and place of manifestation of His sign. He shows us the sign. This is the way to Allah. This way, this way. But if I have removed my glasses and if I have covered my eyes, I'm not going to see the sign. He's doing His task. He's showing us the sign. He is teaching us. But if I don't have my glasses on, which I don't see anybody right now, if I have the glasses on and I try to see the sign, I can see the sign. He does show us the sign. He shows us the path. It is up to you and I to find, see it, it's manifest, it's already there. Imam does his job perfectly and he's doing it and people are being guided by him. But unfortunately, those are minority. Majority of the people, as we said, they do not follow religion the way that they're supposed to do it. Where do I say it? From Quran. Where he says, أكثرهم, أكثرهم, أكثرهم. Just go ahead, if you speak Arabic, go ahead tonight and just search أكثرهم within Quran. The majority of people, they don't use intellect. Majority of the people, they don't follow the right path. Majority are not doing what they're supposed to do. So let us repeat ourselves. In order for me to receive the guidance from the Imam, I have to do something. Imam does his job. His portion is done. The signal has been sent. I need to buy the dish, put it in front of it. Okay, right now I can see the TV. I have to turn on the phone. I have to get the SIM card, and then it has to be charged my phone in order for me to receive the phone call. Imam does the guidance. It is up to you and I. How much are we willing to take this guidance in? The verse that we enlighten our gathering with, the beginning of the lecture. إن في ذلك لذكرى لمن كان له قلب أو ألقى السمع وهو شهيد. Verily, therein is indeed a reminder for whom? Imam Sahib al-Asr wa Zaman, same as his grandfather Rasulullah, فذكر, he keeps reminding us. We don't have to see him physically. We'll come to the hadith by the commander of the faithful, Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. We don't have to see him physically to be guided by him. As we said in the previous night, many people during the time of the Imams, starting Rasulullah all the way to Imam Hasten and Askari alayhi salam, they didn't see the Imams, but they were guided. We gave many stories such as Uwais al-Qarani. Verily, there is indeed a reminder for whom? Who will be guided? Who will be receiving this signal? For him who has hearts. لمن كان له قلب. Not this heart of us. Okay, Sheikh, everybody of us, we have the heart. Then what's the problem? No, by heart in hadith says heart means intellect, insight. Well, we have the brain also. No, not the actual brain. Everybody has it. No, insight, the intellect to be able to receive it. If I don't possess this intellect, You know, 8 nights we talked about ilm, knowledge, intellect. This is where we need it from. We need it for. لمن كان له قلب, for him who has a heart or gives ear. People during the time of Rasulullah, they would see how the word of Rasulullah has influence. Everybody who would enter Medina, they would give him some piece of cotton. Okay, put it in your ears. Make sure you don't hear the voice of Muhammad, because his voice and what he says, he has so much magic into it, he will take you in. One young guy, he said, okay, let me just see what this person says. As soon as he removes the cotton from his ears and he was able to hear it, I was like, this is beautiful. This really matches my belief, my heart. It does something to me. And he accepted Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. If you see, again, when we read the Quran, this is the way that we have to read it and learn from it. During the time of Prophet Nuh, he would keep preaching. Quran says what? They would put their hand in their ears and they would say, this is Quran. We don't want to hear you. Allah says, إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَذِكْرًا. Verily therein is indeed a reminder for him who has intellect, qalb, heart, or gives ear while he's attentive. The signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are clear cut, is available. For whom? Let me read you another verse of Quran. We have a beautiful Quran that some people has abandoned it. Beautiful Quran. And this verse, probably those who have been with me for past 6-7 years, in 90% of my lectures I bring this verse, because I have seen the evidence. Chapter 29, verse 69. Beautiful verse, like every other verse. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلُنَا وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَمَعَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Beautiful line of verse of Quran. Beautiful. But it requires a lot of action from us. It awakens people. For those people who say, Sheikh, we don't have the Imam with us. Sheikh, we have no guidance. Sheikh, we don't have any books in English to read. Sheikh, we don't know where for us to get to know our religion. There is a lot of misconception out there, Sheikh. How should we find it? We in the West, we don't have access. Allah answers all of those excuses. As for those who strive in us, this is jihad. When you go out and a person says, oh, you Muslim believe in jihad? Say, of course we believe in jihad. We believe in jihad of finding the truth. Finding what is right. This is what we believe. Jihad, striving against my ego, which tells me to commit sin. I have the biggest, greatest jihad is jihad against myself, my nafs, which always pushes me forward and orders me to commit sin. Pay attention. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا. And for those who strive in us, we shall surely guide them in our ways. And Allah is indeed with the virtuous. I want to find the truth. Let me strive. Let me do something. Let me get the dish and put it toward all of this blessing that comes from the Imam. I will get it. I will get it. That needs from me, from my side. Story, you probably have heard it. My youth, definitely they know it. And the reason I bring this story, because it really matches with this story, with this verse of Quran. On a Facebook, a person added me as a friend, a Shia convert. I accepted it. Finding out it's a young 18-year-old British lady, a girl, 18-year-old, from England. She posted a YouTube on her Facebook. Opened the YouTube. An 18-year-old girl from England, from a part of England where she said, she started asking questions and we communicated. She said, Sheikh, I'm in a part of England, we have no mosque around us. We have no Muslims around us. No halal meat, nothing. Imagine like when you go toward west, and also you go south, barely you see an Islamic center and Muslims. The east coast and west coast of America, alhamdulillah, we have a lot. As soon as I opened the video, she's wearing abaya, like the way that the Iraqi woman wears abaya. And she's wearing niqab. Her only eyes are out. She is lecturing, why did I pick Islam? From a non-Muslim, she becomes Wahhabi Salafi. From Wahhabi Salafi, she keeps reading, and striving. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا. And for those who strive in us, she wanted to find the truth. She keeps reading, she finds the path of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. She becomes Shia, wearing abaya. An 18-year-old girl from England, she wears the abaya and she wears the niqab, only her eyes out. She comes and she accepts Shia. And she talks about why I accept hijab. And then she comes and says, I have heard and I have read and I have researched that within Shia Islam, you have to follow marja' taqleed within your furu' ad-din. I am reading 8 risala, 8 Islamic law book of different maraji'. 8. How many? 8. Alhamdulillah, some people with us. How many? 8. I haven't still read mine yet. The one marja' that I follow, I haven't read his risala yet. She reads 8 marja' risala, an Islamic law book, and she picks the one. She said, this person is because of this, I don't see it to suit me, knowledgeable. And then she had her own criteria, her own intellect, and researching, she finds a marja' taqleed. Allah will bring that person, put it next to me, Mustafa. She was able to find, she didn't have any Islamic center. She didn't have any Muslim friends. She read and she strived. Look, we did it for her. Why didn't you? You had Islamic center near you, 10 miles, 15 miles, 20 miles away from your house. You had a car, you could drive. Thursday night, why didn't you go read dua, come in and ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgiveness? Allah, I had essay to write, essay. What can I say? Why didn't you do it? I had work tomorrow. Then Allah says, hold on. I'm just making a scenario. See, this video, 2 weeks later, Thursday night, you were in a gathering, in a family gathering. You stayed awake until 2 o'clock in the morning. You were chit-chatting and talking and discussion. What happened? You didn't have work tomorrow? You didn't have essay to write? What happened? وَلِلَّهِ الْحُجَّةِ الْبَالِغَةِ. Every excuse that I bring, Allah says something. Oh, how about this? How about this? You had an essay to write, but there was a game, final, Super Bowl. You sat all day, 8 hours, and you saw what you saw. What happened? Didn't you have an essay to write? I thought you had an essay, you didn't have time to read 4 books that we have introduced in addition to Quran. Kamal al-Din wa Tamam al-Ni'mah, make sure you read it. Start with Kitab Mikyal al-Makarim, and then Ghayb al-Nu'mani, and then Muntakhab al-Athar. You didn't have time? How about that 8 hours? It's gone. Imam, it's in hidden. Is he guiding us? He is. Then why haven't been guided the way that he wants me yet? Well, my dish needs a little bit of adjustment. We already have it. We already have it. Allah has given us that dish is our heart, our intellect. We have the tools for us to see the signs and to follow it. Allah has given us. We just have to put a little bit of effort. Jahadu, strive, fix our satellite, fix our heart, fix our intellect toward the signal of the Imam. Imam guides. If she was guided, you and I can't be guided. She had the means, we have the means too. Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, within a beautiful hadith, he sets the guideline for us. Allahumma إنه لا بد لأرضك من حجة لك. Definitely, O Allah, earth always will have your proof on it, always. خلقك على خلقك, on your creation. What is his job? What is the job of Imam of our time right now? يهديهم إلى دينك. Imam does hidayah, does guidance toward what? Toward Allah's religion. وَيُعَلِّمُهُمْ عِلْمَكَ, and he teaches them your knowledge. This is the job description of the Imam. Imam guides and Imam teaches us what? The knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لِأَلَّا تَبْطُلْ حُجَّتُكَ وَلَا يَضِلَّ أَتْبَاعُ أَوْلِيَائِكَ. for your guidance not to be stopped, and for people that have been guided not to be deviated. Because let me give you something. It might hurt some people, but it's okay. Let us have it. Never ever think I reached the point of certainty, yaqeen, I don't have to go higher anymore. How many times I go to different communities, the older people come, yes Sheikh, the talk that you give is alhamdulillah good for the young people. Us adults, alhamdulillah, we are firm believer. Who said so? Who said so? Do we have any writing from shaitan that shaitan says, okay, at age 60, okay, I wash my hands from this person, let me go someone else? He doesn't. No matter what age we get to, shaitan is there to deviate us. Imam says the reason why we have the Imam every era is shaitan to deviate, Imam brings it back. The shaitan deviates, Imam brings it back. After Allah's guidance, and then Imam continues, pay attention. إن غاب عن الناس شخصه. If his physical body is being taken into occultation. Imam Ali alayhi salam talking about the Imam of our time. إن غاب عن الناس شخصه. If Allah takes him, he isn't hidden, which is happening. في حال هدايتهم, he was guiding people, he was there physically, Allah took him. He went to occultation. فإن علمه وآدابه في قلوب المؤمنين مثبتة فهم بها عاملون. Allahu Akbar, how much intellect, knowledge important within our faith. Imam says, even though he has been taken away, even though people cannot see him, but his knowledge, every night we are emphasizing on 4 books minimum. That's the startup. Don't think, okay, alhamdulillah, I read the 4 books, this is it, I am the scholar, let me start giving lecture. No, that's the beginning. فَإِنَّ عِلْمَهُ, his knowledge, وَآدَابَهُ, and his morality, his characteristics, it's in the heart of the people and the intellect of the people. مُثْبَتَ, firm, فَهُمْ بِهَا عَامِلُونَ, they act upon it. Imam we don't see, Imam we cannot communicate, but his knowledge is there within the books. A hadith of Imam Sahab al-Asr wa Zaman, may Allah prolong the life of Allam al-Qurani, Sheikh al-Qurani. He has a book, Mu'jam Ahadith al-Hujjah, a big book like this. I had it, I don't know, I gave someone. I don't have it back. Inshallah, when I go back to Iraq, I'll get it. A hadith of the Imam is there. Ilm, his knowledge is there for you and I. What do we need to do? وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا. We have to strive. Reading book, is it easy? Sheikh, as soon as I get the book, I'm sleeping on the bed, I'm gone. Do you read the novel that you really, really love on your bed like that? Or no, you have a cup of coffee next to you, you're sitting comfortably on the couch and you open the novel and you enjoy it. And you go 1 page, 2 page, Sheikh said 50 verse of Quran, Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salam said 50 verse of Quran. That's it. I don't go even 51. Next day another 50. But the novel, while we're reading it, next page. Let me see what's happening. Next page. Oh my God, I got to the... Let me see next page. Next page. The season that we are watching, we wait on Netflix. It comes out on our YouTube Live. We go and we watch 5 shows, one after one after one after. We want to see what happens next. وَعِلْمُهُ فَإِنَّ عِلْمَهُ, his knowledge, and آدابُهُ, his morality, في قلوب المؤمنين, is in the heart of the believers. مثبتة, it is firm. فهم بها عاملون, they act upon it. Sheikh, you make it so difficult. I don't know what is right, what is wrong. I don't have access to these books. I have no phone, I have no Wi-Fi. I live in a house that has been abandoned by people, 4 walls, nobody comes to my house. Please pay attention. I have nothing, access to nothing. I cannot read, I cannot write, I don't do anything. How should I know what is right and what is wrong? How should I know what is the morality of the Imam? Allah answers your question. Allah says, إِنَّ النَّفْسَ عَلَى نَفْسِهِ بَصِيرًا. I myself, I know Allah has given us fitrah, has given us nature, our intellect. We know what is right and what is good. But shaitan comes deviate. If we just go back to our fitrah, I'm about to do this. How should I go back to my fitrah? Very easy. Imam Hassan al-Mustafa alayhi salam, Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam have not left even one question unanswered. They have answered every question, every excuse. Imam said, no, how about this? No. How about here? How about this hadith? How about this hadith? Imam says, deal with people the way that you want people to deal with you. Treat them the one that you want them to treat you. Easy. How do I know what is right and wrong? I'm about to have behavior with my wife, with my husband, with my kids, with my community member, with anyone. Do I like it for them to treat me this way? If yes, let me do it. If not, don't. How much our society will transform with this ideology. Qalb. Very important part of our life. Again, qalb, not heart, not this exact heart that we're talking about. No, intellect, what we have in us. Beautiful hadith by Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, where he says, إن هذه القلوب أوعية فخيرها أوعاها. Allahu Akbar, what a beautiful statement. Where else do we find this beauty, these gems? Where else? Why? Why going anywhere else? Why knock on someone else's door when we have Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam? أن هذه القلوب, these intellects, these hearts, like a container. The best of them is the one that has more capacity. What does Zaman mean? How can we practice it? I'll give you one example, and inshallah we'll continue tomorrow night. Some people, you tell them, you insult them one time, they'll take it. You insult them 2 times, they will insult you 5 times back. Because the capacity of them, it was only, I can take 1 insult, 1 accusation, 1 bad mouth, 1 cursing. I can take 1. If it goes to 2, I can't take it. If it goes 3, oh, definitely not. We're going to get physical. And Imam says, the best of containers, the heart, is the one that is فَخَيْرُهَا أَوْعَاهَا, the one that has more capacity. I keep receiving problems. One person gets a problem, I say, okay, inshallah, maybe God He knows something. Another problem happens. Allah, what happened? Why did you pick me? Do you have some beef with me? Anything? Have I done something to you? The container is really, really small. The intellect is really, really small. Imam says, فَخَيْرُهَا أَوْعَاهَا. I see problem after problem. Look at the life of Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. How much difficulties he goes through every day of his life. From the day that he's born, around age 10, that he started defending Rasulullah, physical torture, mental torture, every day, he keeps take it in. Where he goes, he has nobody to talk to. He goes to a well and he starts talking to a well. These are my knowledge and this is what I have received. Adab. The morality of Ahlul Bayt is to take insult, not to say back. To get torture, not to pay back. To get accusation, not to pay back. To get everything in return. Person comes to Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam, says, you are Baqarah. Baqir has alif. He removes the alif and he says, you are Baqarah. He says, you are a cow. Tells Imam al-Baqir alayhi salam. He says, no, I'm Baq. This is it. Your mother is black. He said, may Allah, if she has sin, may Allah forgive her sin. If not, may Allah take her to heaven. Your mom is a cook. He said, why not? Insult the mother. A person comes to Imam Hassan al-Mustafa alayhi salam, insult his father Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib to his face. Imam says, if you don't have clothes, we will clothe you. If you don't have food, we will give you food. If you don't have water, we will give you father. If you don't have place, we will give you place, food, shelter. What do you want? فَخَيْرُهَا أَوْعَاهَا. Like tonight, this Imam of ours, he went to the house of Kulthum. His daughter, youngest daughter, he has 2 daughters. Zainab salamullah alayha, the oldest, أضوي طفين بس هذا خلدي. He goes to the house of youngest daughter. Maybe we can just imagine and assume he goes to the youngest daughter because daughters and the father have very, very close relationship, and she's very, very young. He went to the house of Kulthum and he breaks his fast at the house of Kulthum. He gets there after Salah, he sits there and she brings him 2 meals, bread, 3 meals, bread, some salt and some milk or yogurt. Imam says, oh my daughter, when have you seen that your father sits on the ma'idah, on a table, on the sufra, on a table cover that had 2 meals? She said, I was about to take the salt. He said, no, take the milk, put the salt for me. I'll take some little bit of milk, some little bit of bread and salt together. This will be my iftar. She said, I see my father tonight, he wasn't comfortable. He keeps going out and coming back, say, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. He goes out and he's not same as every night that he used to come to me. Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. He was about to go to sleep, he didn't go to sleep. He's about to leave. I told him, Father, it seems that something is making you uncomfortable. How about you today you don't go today to the masjid to do salat al-subh. Send my brother al-Hasan alayhi salam. Send someone else to replace you and to do salah. He says, no, my daughter, tonight is the night that my brother Rasulullah promised me. Tonight is the night that I will meet my Lord. He's about to leave the house. There were some ducks in front of him. They were trying to open the wings and trying to stop Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam to go to mihrab. They understood what's going to happen. Imam said to Kulthum, make sure you give them water, make sure you look after them. They have no one else to look after them. He leaves, he's about to leave the house. His belt sticks to the handle of the door. He takes the belt again and he tightens his belt. He says, get ready for this. I think I know where your mind goes. Another place, someone else also hold to the belt of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. When they came and they were about to take Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam to do bay'ah with Abu Bakr, Fatima al-Zahra salamullah alayha, she holds on to the belt of Amir al-Mu'mineen and she says, I will not let you guys take my husband Amir al-Mu'mineen. And it was Umar which tells Khunfuz, take the hand of Fatima al-Zahra salamullah alayha. Going back to our story, to our maqtal of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Imam comes out and he goes toward the Masjid al-Kufa. As soon as he gets to the Masjid al-Kufa, he goes on top of the minaret, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. He says the adhan and then he comes down. People were sleeping in the masjid. He wakes them up one after one after one. And then he gets to Ibn Muljam, which he was sleeping on his stomach. He comes and tells him, Ibn Muljam, don't sleep on your stomach. It's the way shaitan sleeps. And get up, shaitan. And Ibn Muljam gets up. Imam goes to the mihrab. Allahu Akbar, the first rak'ah. And then he goes to ruku'. And then he goes to the first sujood. When he gets up from the first sujood, Ibn Muljam al-La'in, may Allah curse him, with the sword that was poisoned with thousands of dinar, and he bought the sword with thousands of dinar. He comes and he struck Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam on his head. Our Imam starts bleeding and he says, Fustu wa Rabbil Kaaba, by Allah I have attained salvation. ألا لعنة الله على القوم الظالمين فسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. Let us raise our hands and with our broken heart asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by the day that our Imam was struck, by the blessed blood of Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, to save us and to save our children from the seditions of the end of the time. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Ya Allah, Ya Rahmanu, Ya Rahim. Ya Muqallib al-Qulub, Thabbit qalbi ala dinik. Ya Allah, Ya Rahmanu, Ya Rahim. Ya Muqallib al-Qulub, Thabbit qalbi ala dinik. Ya Allah, Ya Rahmanu, Ya Rahim. Ya muqallib al-qulub, thabbit qalbi ala dinak. Let us read dua faraj, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the blessing of tonight, the first night of power, inshaAllah, to hasten the reappearance of our beloved Imam Mahdi, ajalallah ta'ala faraj al-sharif. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma kun li waliyika al-Hujjat ibn al-Hasan, صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة، وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا، حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. صلوات.